Hello everyone and welcome to Open Pakistan webinar series. The Open Pakistan webinar series is an initiative of Open Programs for Pakistan. These programs provide professional development opportunities to English language learners and teachers across Pakistan. These programs include Open Global Online Courses, Massive Open Online Courses, webinar series, and then engaging our alumni into different productive activities. These programs are fully funded by Regional English Language Office (RELO) at US Embassy Islamabad. In Pakistan, it is administered by Evolution. If you wish to stay updated about RELO Pakistan and its opportunities, you can visit www.facebook.com/RELO Pakistan. You can also subscribe to RELO Pakistan YouTube channel. If you wish to stay updated about open programs for Pakistan, you can visit www.evolution.com.pk/eteacher. From the series of 4, we are broadcasting our webinar 4.6, and the topic for our webinar is Error Correction in Online English Language Teaching. The presenter for our today's topic is Shazia Sabri. Shazia Sabri is an alumna. She has been associated as a professional English language trainer in one of the renowned Trust School of Karachi. She holds her master's degree from University of Karachi and B.Ed degree from Allama Iqbal Open University. In her career, she has gained the opportunity to attend various workshops to enhance her teaching skills, and she has also attended various professional development courses. Currently, she has been working as a coordinator in one of the community school of Karachi. The webinar will enable the participants to understand the connection between error and mistakes in language learning and content. Treat and learn different ways of error correction in language versus content. You will be able to learn some of the tips to provide targeted feedback to the learners. Last but not the least, she will be sharing some of the activities to identify error and its correction in online class. So without any delay, I would like to welcome Shazia Sabri to present a webinar.
Assalamu alaikum to all viewers. Today I am privileged to present an e-teacher webinar series. Today's topic is error correction in online English language teaching. I hope it will be productive for all professionals who are taking virtual sessions nowadays. Now I will proceed. My next slide would be before sharing the how to make the error correction in virtual classroom, I would like to share about connection between error and mistakes. In the field of teaching English language, a distinction is made between error and mistake. In everyday classroom, if a learner is focusing and thinking about grammar rules while learning is considered a mistake. But on the other hand, if a learner is already have some knowledge about the grammar rules but again make just a slip is called an error. Teacher must spend time on error because a learner don't know about an error rather than mistakes which may be caused by maybe the time pressure, nervousness and cognitive load. But English language teachers should not correct every error which students make. If we do so, a learner would be interrupted and more uncomfortable in classroom. So we should not make excessive demands on students' accuracy in their language and we should avoid for some extent. Now I would like to explain the next slide that are how the errors are classified. Errors are classified according to modality and linguistic levels. Where the modality is concerned, it includes the level of proficiency and it includes four components that is speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Where the linguistic levels is concerned, it includes pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and the style, how to say a word. Linguistic levels is concerned with the pronunciation. A learner sounds a word. By the way a student sound a word, some know how about grammar rules and the main part is the vocabulary and style. As far as mistakes are concerned in English language classroom, both term mistakes and errors are overlap with each other. If the error contains some part of grammar rules, in language. So mistakes are, on the other hand, the mistakes as well in language are also contained for some extent. Now I would like to move to my another slides, that is error connection. Now we have error connection. It has 5 different ways of correcting language errors in the class. Number one would be explicit correction. Number two is metalinguistic feedback. Number three is recast. Number four is classification request. And number five is elicitation. All 5 different ways of correcting language error in virtual classroom has its own importance. The first method or a way of correcting language error in classroom or in the virtual classroom is one way to give feedback in explicit correction is to simply tell the students by correcting them on the spot or in the virtual classroom that he or she has made the mistake. But on the other hand, by correcting the language error, we can say we might be interrupt the student while performing other initiatives to speak something, some language in the class. For instance, I would move to the next slide. For instance, students say, "I see movie yesterday." Teacher make the verb correct by focusing the grammar rules and say and focus the word verb, that is SWC, to make it change and convert it into the saw. I saw a movie. By this way, a teacher can help to correct their learner in a nice manner. The other method is meta-linguistic feedback. It providing an indication why the error is an error. In this method, when the teacher gives an explanation for why and where student phrase was wrong. For instance, teacher asked about any guy. "Do you know him?" The student said, "I don't know who is this guy." But the teacher will make it correct by repeating the sentence with appropriate grammar rules. So the teacher will repeat the example, "who this guy is." Sometimes this kind of correction would be very disruptive if you are having a nice conversation with your students to stop, interrupt, and correct errors. Refer to the grammar rules which may have caused the conversation to stop. Sometimes we prefer less obvious and more natural corrective feedback. But remember the word order of embedded questions. So we should not be disruptive with the students in terms of errors because it might lose the confidence level of the student as well in the language classroom. Now I will move towards my next slide. That is the third different way of correction online. That is recast. Recast provides a model form in response to learners. One form of corrective feedback that is not disruptive is called the recast. This is when teacher models the correct form in what he or she says back to the student as a part of conversation. Example, I want to mention the example as well, that in recast different way of correcting online. Example, student shared, "I can to cook." Again, there are so many mistakes, there are so many errors in this. So, but the teacher provide a model sentence and try to correct the sentence. "Oh, really?" Teacher will repeat it in a nice manner. "Oh, really? You can cook? That's a very good skill. You do have." But sometimes this kind of conversation, corrective feedback is too subtle and students attention to correct form by emphasizing the word again and again or maybe adding some gestures that indicates a word being spoken at the moment need attention. The fourth one, that is classification request, in which we have to ask learner, in which a teacher need to ask learner what he or she mean. One way to get a student to be more active in the correction process is to ask them what they mean by repeating the teacher want their student to repeat it and correct themselves. Sometimes a teacher do this because the teacher does not know, uh, they do not understand what are students trying to say. Other times, on the other hand, we do it it in a pedagogical technique. This is another pedagogical skill to get the student to correct themselves, because this is another a good and productive way. Now the last one is elicitation indicates where there is an error, and asking repeating the question and make student correct. The teacher asks for instance, students say I work every last week. Teacher asks, what do you mean? That means this way, when the student answer himself, so he will get a chance also to repeat and think about every aspect and make himself correct and answer appropriately. This was another way, better way to let the student give chance and ask them to repeat what they are trying to say. Now the last one is elicitation. Elicitation indicates when there is an error, and asking repeating the question and make the student correct. This is the last method to correcting an error online in the virtual classes. Another way to get the students to actively participate in virtual classroom is the process of correction, is to indicate where there is an error and ask them to correct. This does not have to be disruptive. Teacher can indicate to their learner that there is an error by repeating what the learner said and emphasizing the error and adding a question tone. You see the movie yesterday. That means if student will let to know that a correction is being requested. Many teachers used hand gestures system to guide their students in thinking about what needs to be corrected and what they have done very well. These were the five different methods or different ways to correcting online system. Now I will move on towards the next slide. Here I do have some tips for targeted feedback. I will share it you. There are 4 tips for targeted feedback. In targeted feedback, basically I want to share it. Targeted feedback is not simply give the correct answer to student, but to guide them on arriving the correct answer. There are many chances in which we can just develop mastery in content and language. A student can acquire component skills as well. There is a goal directed practice in language classroom, and it enhances the quality of students learning as well. So I want to focus it right now. To develop mastery means to keep the balance between content and language. It requires the use of multiple skills, but to practice each skills in it. I want to add an example in it. If a student wants to solve the variable x and the graph, in mathematics I'm talking about, it is better to explain, to practice each step separately at the same moment. This would be help to develop mastery in both content and in the language. Now I will cover the next point, that is goal directed practice. In the goal directed practice, we need to communicate to students what their objectives and goals should be. And we should provide our learners with the targeted feedback. This means not to simply give students the correct answer, but what they make mistake, but to guide them on the steps to arriving at the correct answers themselves. Means when they are replying, so we, or whatever it is, whether it is a correct answer, so we need to guide them more. With the help of teachers' guidance, I must say, student not only learn more, but they also develop skills for their future learning, and which leads logically to enhance the quality of students learning for the longer run. These were the tips for targeted feedback. Now I will move on my next slide, that is identify error, its correction in online classroom. There are some different ways to recognize error and its correction in online class. They might have formative assessment. That means we can include block, board, and chart. Blog is a very better and bright idea in which students, they are fond of using and surfing computers. They can make a blog on it, and they can write some sort of boards and charts. They can make it, they can work on it, and they can just express themselves whatever the learning they are getting. Another way is to recognize the error and its correction. It's one word answer. They are also very productive, very helpful. The very unique and the old method is objectives. Objectives are another way to recognize the error and the mistakes in the online classroom. These sort of activities we need to work hard, but we can just easily correct it on the spot and find out the errors of the students. Another way is quiz, and WH questions will help more to recognize the errors in online classroom. Now I would like to share my next slide. That would be some sort of activities in which we can use the correction in online classroom. Uh, I have included one of the activity in which I have given a product image. I have just given the image of a smartwatch, in which I will need to the teacher will ask about the to advertise it in their own way and convince others to buy it on the blog. Means they need to make a blog, and they have to upload the picture as well, and they need to write something about its traits, about its features, about its importance, about its unique features as well. And they may also include their price according to the availability on the blog. Now, and in the end of the activity, they can give some interesting name to the product. It may enhance the interest of the student to write something on their blog, and we can just go through the blogs and make them correct in the classroom as well. Now I will move on to the next slide. That is activity number 2. In activity number 2, I have just shared some different thing. Means I have given the answers and the questions, in which what the students need to do is choose the correct question option to the answers given, in which I have given the answers to them and I have given questions to them. But what the students need to do is, students need to just match the correct answer to the correct questions. This may, when the grammar rules are applicable in some examples or in some answers and questions, they would be able to find it out by themselves, and they can just put the correct answers as well. I have given an example that answer is he drank juice. Now students need to put the correct question in front of answer, that what did he drink. I have given here 5 answers, and they need to put up the correct questions in, according to the suitable sense. Now, number 1 is they went to Spain. So they need to find out the correct question. There are 5 questions provided here. What does Lacey like? Who discovered the truth? And where did they go? What does he write? And what did the girls watch? Now they went to Spain. The suitable and the correct question would be of this answer. That is, where did they go? So means we can see the grammar rules are going to applicable here, and they are going to make it correct by themselves. Number 2, he writes novels. Now the next question, the suitable question for this answer would be, what does he write? So they need to write, they need to match the correct answer with the correct question. So what does he write? The answer, letter number D would be applicable for point number 2. Number 3 would be Lacey like soccer. Now the correct question would be, there are here we have 3 more questions left according to the suitability. What does Lacey like? Again, the answer is letter A. The question is letter A. What does Lacey like? Number 4 is the girls watch a serial, in which they need to find it out. What did the girls watch? We had two options left only. Point number 4 is going to match with the letter E. The last one is he discovered the truth. Now they need to find it out the correct question. So letter B will go for it. Who discovered the truth? Now I will move towards my next activity, that is about WH questions. This is also called a one word answer, we may say. In activity number 3, WH questions, I have given in options what, who, where, how, when sort of words. I have added it into the activity, and now I have given them question. In the first part of the sentence I have given the questions, and in the second part I have given the answers. So they need to match the appropriate WH word, the best fit according to the answer. Now, dash are you? I am Paul. So here the options are what, who, where, and how. So, what are you makes no sense. Who are you? Yes, the appropriate answer would be who are you? According to the answer, it will go who are you? I am Paul. Point number 2 is dash does it work? Just press the red button. In the first part of the sentence, the question is given, and in the last part, the answer has been given to identify the question, identify and complete the question. The options are when, what, how, and who. So, when does it work? Makes no sense. What does it work? Because in the end of the sentence, the answer shows just press the red button. That means how is going to do. So how does it work? So the correct word is, the correct answer is how does it work? Just press the red button. Point number 3 is dash did you go to the market? The answer mentioned here, I went there last week. The options are where, who, when, and how. According to the answer part of the last part, answer part of the sentence, we can see the last week. As so here the blank will be filled with the four option where, who, when, and how. Where did you go to market? It indicate the answer is going to indicate the time, so we need to put go for another one, that is who. Who did you go to the market? That is not the suitable one. And the when did you go to the market? When is a suitable word, WH word, who is going to indicate, when is going to indicate the time as well. Now I will move on the rest of the two points. Number 4 is dash time is it? It's 5 p.m. The last part indicates, the last part of the sentence indicate it's 5 p.m. The options are when, what, who, and where. So the students need to fill it up. When time is it? No. What time is it? According to the time mentioned at the end of the sentence, what time is it? Now number 5, point number 5 is dash is the nearest masjid. It's number 39 behind the post office. Where, when, what, and how. These were the options. So where is the nearest masjid? It's number 39 behind the post office. The locality, the location indicates the correct appropriate word is where is the nearest masjid. It's number 39. Answer is given at the end. Now, if you have any sort of material want related with the error correction online, you need to go for www.fluents.com /blog /educator -english /giving -feedback. You may find it a lot of productive material here regarding your concern in online correction, online correction. And then another one is ESL/EFL, oral error feedback, in which you may test yourself. There are so many activities given. You may find it out and utilize it for your students. To cite this article, there is World Learning 2018 Error Correction in Content Based Instructions, that is online course. If you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions, please write to eteacher@evolution.com.pk. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Shazia, for this wonderful webinar. If you have any comments, questions, or any queries, please write us on eteacher@evolution.com.pk. Happy teaching and happy learning. Thank you.